All right, good morning, everyone. So, in our last class, we were talking about the one to many and the one to one relation, right? So, we spoke about those two, but we also have some other types of relations or other types of mapping. We have one called the many to one mapping or many to one relation, and we have many to many relation or many to many mapping. So let's first talk about the many to one mapping. So it says in a many to one mapping, two or more elements in the domain can be mapped onto the same element in the range. All right. In our example, we have this arrow diagram or mapping diagram, and it says -1 and 1 maps onto 1. We have -2 and 2 mapping onto 4, -3 and 3 mapping onto 9. So as you can see, two elements are pointing to one element in the range, or two elements in the domain are pointing to one element in the range. So all you have to do is just look at the arrows and see if many elements in the domain are pointing to one element in the range, and that's your many to one mapping. All right, if you want a real life example, you can think about it as two school children sharing one apple. So you can see the little boy and the little girl, they have one apple and both of them are sharing the apple. So you have many children to one apple. And that's it. It's pretty simple. All right, let's talk about the many to many relation. So the many to many relation, this type of relation is just many elements to many other elements. So um we can use the same example with the children sharing the apple. So you can see this little boy with apples in his hand, and this one looks a bit greedy. He has a whole bunch in his hand, and this little girl is eating an apple from her basket of apples. So you can see more than one child with more than one apple, or many children with many apples. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to show you an example with numbers in the next part of this video. Or if you want another real life example, you can think about it with actors in a movie, right? So a movie has many actors, and more than likely, these actors have also acted in many other movies. So we can think about it with these actors, these many actors also acting in many other movies. All right. So let's move on to an example with numbers. All right. Construct an arrow diagram to show the relation x is less than y for x is equal to 0, 1, 2, and y is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and construct our mapping diagram. So this is the domain circle and our range circle, or you can call it your x and y circle, or your input and output circle. Same thing. All right, let's start with entering the values for the domain. So it's going to be, oh, by the way, we need to use our relation when we're doing it. So it says 0, 1, and 2. So we're going to put 0, 1, and 2 in our first set. 0, 1, and 2. Then we have 0, 1, 2, 3 in the next set, which is y. 0, 1, 2, and 3. All right. So don't forget to label your circles. I'm just going to call it x and y. So all we have to do now is use our relation, which is kind of like the mapping rule to know which arrows should point to which arrows. So it says x is less than y. So 0 is less than 0, not quite. 0 is less than 1. That's true. So we're going to map on 0 to 1. Trying to get this to, alright, it's not really leaning. Trying to get it to lean. Oops. I'm just going to draw it free-handedly. So 0 maps onto 1. All right, let's check it now. Is 1 less than 0? No. Is 1 less than 2? Yes. So we're going to say 1 maps onto 2. Is 2 less than 3? Yes. So we're going to map on 2 to 3. All right, is 2 less than 0? No, it's not. Is 2 less than 1? No, it's not. 2, is it less than 2? No, it's not. Is 2 less than 3? Yes, it is. All right, so we don't have, oh, we're forgetting 1. Is 1 less than 3? Yes, it is. So we need to map on 1 to 3. All right, is there anything else? 0 is not less than 0. It's not less than, well, it is less than 1. 0 is also less than 2. So we need to, plug that there. So all you're doing is just checking all of the values in the X circle and checking to see if they're less than each of these values in the Y circle or the range. So 0 is less than 1. 0 is also less than 2. 0 is also, these arrows are going to be all over the place, but you just have to just follow one line at a time. So it's going to be 0 is less than 3. That's also true. 1 is less than 0. No. 1 is less than 1. No, it's not. 1 is less than 2. Already did that one. 1 is less than 3. Already did that one. All right. Is 2 less than 0? No, it's not less than 1. It's not less than 2, but it is less than 3. So I did that one already. All right, so the next part A says, describe the type of mapping the diagram above represents. So as we can see, we have one element in the domain mapping onto more than one element in the range. So we can call this type of mapping one-to-many. So it's going to be one to many mapping, or you can say one-to-many relation. All right, and that's it. So use your mapping rule to know which arrow should point where. And you look at the arrows. We have one element mapping onto many in the range, and so we know that it's a one-to-many mapping. And that's it.